good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Mayor Hall. Welcome to the big, beautiful town of Salley, South Carolina, home of the world famous Chitlin Strut. We're so excited to be a part of Exploring Aiken County video series. We have a million different older buildings throughout town. Our town is very historical. We have some on our National Registry of Historical Landmarks throughout Aiken County. We have a Salley Civic Center, which has been here forever. We have the Sardis School, we have Sardis Baptist Church, we have Salley Baptist Church, Old Dayspring Community Church, which used to be an old movie theater. Right behind us is the Salley Town Hall, which used to be the old railroad station where people would go in when they're coming into town on the railroad and through the trains or what have you, and they would stop in and get tickets, all that good stuff whenever they were coming in through town. So that's a very historical building throughout the town of Salley. We have our world famous Chitlin Strut, which has been going on for the past 55 years. We had to suspended last year due to COVID, but hopefully we'll be able to resume this year and make it bigger and better. Although we are a small, older community in town and we have all this history here, as we have a new administration, we are looking into making a lot of changes and moving forward by bringing in new businesses in town, new events for our clients, for our customers and residents, especially for our children, because they are our future. So as they see the new things that we're doing, they'll get accustomed to it and they'll try to keep those things going, and because they will love them, grow up to love and respect them.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Walter B. Curry Jr., founder of Renaissance Publications, LLC. I'm standing here in the beautiful historic town of Salley, South Carolina, which is the ancestral home of my family, my maternal family, the Seawright family. Before the town of Salley was incorporated on December 20th, 1886, it was called Johnstown. Back in the 1700s, there were Swiss German settlers who settled here in this area, the Salley family and the Corbett family. And during the time of the settlement, the settlers had help from the local Native Americans who helped them build their homes and taught them how to live, because the settlers migrated from Europe, and they had to learn how to live in these parts. Johnstown was actually a land grant. The Corbett and the Salley family received a land grant, meaning that that grant was given by the country that they were originally from to settle here. And many of those land grants were basically free land. During the years of Johnstown, the Revolutionary War came around these parts. There was a skirmish, the Battle of Dean's Swamp, that took place at that time between the Tories, who were loyal to the British, and the Patriots, who were fighting for American independence. And there were loyalists around this area. And so that's a very interesting battle. And then the Civil War came. The town of Salley, but actually Johnstown at the time, was very, very involved in the Civil War. You had many folks here who fought for Confederacy. You also had a few slaves, such as my ancestor, Lavinia Corley Thompson, who served with her master, Samuel J. Webb, when he fought for the Confederacy. She was a cook and she helped prepare the food for the soldiers. And so in 1865, the Union Army came through Salley and destroyed the whole town. Only one building remained standing, actually a house, and it was the John Corbett House. And John Corbett was one of the founders of Johnstown. And so the slaves who were emancipated in 1865 began to settle here. And at the time of their settlement, Johnstown was a part of Orangeburg County. This area was known as the Rocky Grove Township. Some of the slaves settled here, former slaves. Many of them were the Strawmans, the Woodards, the Salleys, and the Livingstons, and my family, the Seawrights. And so in 1871, Aiken County was founded by a racial diverse group of men. And so Johnstown became a part of Aiken County. So on December 20th, 1886, Dempsey Salley, who owned almost half of the town, this town was a plantation. It was a 1,000 acre plantation owned by Dempsey Salley. He was responsible for the railroad coming through here. And on that date of December 20th, 1886, the town of Salley was founded. Um, Also, the town of Springfield was founded on the same day as well.
The Salley, South Carolina Chitlin Strut is normally held every year on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. No matter what date it is, it's always on that Saturday after Thanksgiving. Our little population of less than 400 normally turns into around 20 to 30,000 people in one day. This town becomes alive, and we have carnivals and vendors and music and dancing and hog calling and all sorts of things going on during that day. You'll never be bored. You always have lots of fun, and it's an experience like no other. We have one of the best parades around. Our parade usually lasts about an hour or more, as we have our Corvettes coming through. We have yeah, we have a big club of Corvettes. In 2019, we had over 100 Corvettes in our parade, and we have many floats, our beauty pageant. We have a Chitlin Strut beauty pageant, usually that a couple weeks before the actual Chitlin Strut, and those winners will and contestants will come through on their float during the parade as well. Some of our local people will put some of their cars in the parade. Also, we have a lot of muscle cars that come through. Sometimes we'll get a band or two that will come through. Our ROTC from the high school are in our parade. It's a really big, nice parade, and everybody looks forward to it every year. We really, really love the Chitlin Strut, and it's a very fun event to come to. So we look forward to hopefully hosting it again this year, many years to go forward, making it bigger and better every year. So we invite you to come out and come by and see me as you're here. And we have a souvenir shop where you can purchase T-shirts and other things that we're planning on adding to that souvenir shop as years go by.